Hey everybody, so now you're aware that Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao and her boyfriend Andre Jones were getting $95,000 in his case for a fake job, a job he didn't have to report to, and an additional $300,000 with respect to another job, and then demanded $3 million from the housing scheme or plan or whatever they're trying to cook up that didn't come to fruition. It was in line to make her and Andre $3 million. Well, lost in all of this because the investigators didn't report it because it wasn't directly germane, but should be, is the fact that while that was going on, or actually before it, the mayor, as mayor, 6 months into her administration, had the nerve to ask for a $77,000 raise. I went ape shit over it. Okay, right here. I didn't want to hear about the logic of it. I didn't want to hear it. She was 6 months into her term, and she's already asking for a raise. By contrast, Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf went 2 terms without taking a raise. Just because the logic was there to get the raise doesn't mean you have to get the raise. Shang could have said, hey, I'm new in my term. The salary is good as it is. I'll keep working. But she saw a $77,000 raise. But unbeknownst to everybody except her and Andre and the Duongs was that she was already raking in money. $95,000 for Andre, bucks for her, and a $3 million guaranteed income from that housing scheme. You know what that says? Greed. And you know what's worse? The people who had the nerve to defend her, some of them who attacked me, primarily because I'm black and I'm in media, and they don't like that I'm black in media and has an opinion that's intelligent. Okay? Like, for example, this publication. Let me show you this, because they deserve to be criticized for this. This is right here, Oakland side, all right? All right, what's the real deal with the Oakland mayor's $75,000 pay raise? This is by Eli Wolf and Darwin Bond Graham. They are both writing about this and this fake analysis that basically gets you to, this is a valid question, okay? And there's an easy answer, but there's a lot of incorrect information and some misconceptions circulating about the pay raise. The Oakland side looked into why the mayor is in line to receive a pay rate increase to help readers understand the facts. That's BS, okay? That's total BS. The Oakland side gets paid to put that out. Known nonprofit organization taking a partisan position in a political matter, in this case a pay raise by the mayor, which is illegal under nonprofit law, yet they do it all the time, okay? And now we find that the mayor was not only inappropriate in asking for such a raise so early in her term, which the Oakland side doesn't mention, but that, guess what? She was trying, and got $95,000 for Andre and a promise of an additional $3 million and more from a housing scheme. And these people were basically, I'm talking about now, the Oakland side publication, all right, were letting her get away with it. Now, Oakland side in itself has its own mud on this because thanks to Zenny 62 Media reporting, if you follow what Zenny 62 Media does, and you should, you'll learn if you don't know already, or you've already learned, that guess what? They received money from not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 Oakland, council members in their fundraising party held late 2022, October 2022. And how do I know? Because I have the proof right here at zinniareport.com for you to see. Okay? Right here. And they claim, the Oakland side, hey, we don't have political ties. We're not close to anybody. And we're certainly objective journalists. Another reason why I don't call myself a journalist, and I'm very proud to call myself a blogger and a vlogger. But then look at this. Will you look at this? Here's a photograph of some of your favorite elected officials who were just reelected or just installed in new positions at the party. Ooh, there's Carol Fife. Ooh, there's Nikki Fortunato Bass. And there's more, okay? You scroll down. All right? In 2022, Oakland side didn't reveal donors. Fundraisers drew Oakland council members. Yep, there's the video version. All right? And then, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see photographs with people like, well, hey, Treva Reed with Francis Dinkelspiel and my friend John Bliss. Okay? Francis was my friend at one point. She was the co-founder of the Oakland side. All right? And here's more. There's, Carol Fife and Tanya Love and Brooke Levin. I believe that's Jill right there. Okay? And there's John Bliss, all at his great party. I love John. John's a great guy. All right? All these folks were supporting this organization, which was paid to put out supportive pap to these fake progressive elected officials. I don't view Sheng as a progressive. Progressives don't do this sort of thing. And progressives are not supposed to be trying to force a raise from a city, which is now in deficit, okay? Do we then look back at that and say, oh, by the way, right? Okay? Ms. Victor says, I hope she goes to jail for selling Oakland up the river. What a slime ball. Yeah, Victor. Absolutely. But slimier as well are the people and organizations that have enabled her. All right? Enabled her. Oakland Side's pushing, all right? Pushing, okay? Pushing. Oakland side is pushing this crap. I'm talking about her raise request, demand. $77,000. And they're going to justify it. And she's only 6 months in office. And here Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf goes 2 terms without taking a raise. 2 terms. And now we find that the Duongs are going to pay them $3 million? You know, the Duongs, I wrote on zinniareport.com that the Duongs were going to need an organization to tell their side of this story. And I pitched Zinni 62 Media, and they rejected me. This is early on, way back. And now you see why they needed to hire me, because if there's some sort of explanation they have for all of this, they need to cough it up, because they're looking at some deep trouble. Okay? Can't say I didn't warn them. So, hey, you need to tell your story. You need to get it out there. All right? Because if it's not true, you're going to get tarred and feathered. Everybody has a right to their story. But if you don't tell your side of the story, someone else is going to ape nature, abhors a vacuum. So if you feel like you're doing it the right thing, you tell it. Hey, if someone doesn't want to tell their story, then maybe they were doing the wrong thing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. To be transparent about this stuff. Now back to Sheng. This is bad stuff. Victor's absolutely right, okay? Bad stuff. Worse than anyone could imagine. There's no one in the history of our city, going back a long way, that has done anything quite like this. There was one example of a finance director, I believe, at the Oakland Coliseum in '87. I'll have to investigate that again. I'm not certain. But even in that case, no. No. I mean, we've had scandals about ticket use, which meaningless compared to this. All right? And all of this came to the FBI from the Public Ethics Commission. Some of the Public Ethics Commission information that it got came from the guy you're looking at. Okay? Back to when I interviewed Leona Powell after she filed a Public Ethics Commission complaint, which turned into an investigation. Actually, I interviewed her around the time that she filed it. This was back in July of 2022. So, yeah, Sheng was a mess then. All right? I mean, now you have to add up all, and I'll do that in another video, all of the events that have led to this. The hit job that I reported that Sheng was trying to do on Lerone Armstrong as she entered the office. The resignation of Rania Webb. So Chai says, not surprised, glad the nightmare is over. Yeah, I am too. Ranked choice voting may not have worked properly, but hey, the recall worked. And I can't say this enough. Bravo to Seneca Scott for doing it. They pushed him. I'm talking about these folks who call themselves progressive or make fun of him. They push him and say he's things like he's anti-LBGT2. He's not. He's not anti. So Chai says, I'm more upset at Pratt and Oakland A's. A nation actually picked her over their baseball team that they claim to love. Hey, so Chai, remember, I was the one who told them that she was wrong. All right? Remember how I made the video and the posts about her meeting with the commissioner and how I said they're doing it the wrong way, about how they weren't using properly, even trying to use tax increment financing. That problem went back to Libby and spilled over into Sheng. Remember all that? Remember how I called the mayor's chief of staff out for how she handled the A's? Up and down the line, I have been consistently critical of the Sheng Thao administration on how they've handled a number of matters. The Rays was one of them, one huge one. The other one was the police chief early on. And of course, Rania Webb, because Rania's story was brought to me first by another source, okay? All right? Chai says, exactly as NEC2. This is why I gave no sympathy for Brody, Brazil, Casey, or Last Dive Bar. They got political. They thought trolling billionaires was going to keep their sports team. Yeah, and give them jobs. And look at how they treated me, you know? Okay? Casey was kind of Midland fair, but Brody started out by not contacting me, but, you know, taking some of the titles that I had already written posts on and being hostile. Okay? And then you had people like Ray Perez, who was once Dr. Death, coming at me, and then someone sending me a death threat, okay, over the whole A's matter because I said that the city didn't do it right. They didn't. I said that Sheng Thao was playing games with the A's, taking information and incorrectly presenting it, but putting it out there in a way that made her look good, even though it was a lie. And okay, and Shachai says, don't forget Raj and Ray Perez. Very disappointed in him. Met him during Raiders games. Didn't know he was so immature. No, he was really bad. Okay, and really, he had no dog in the hunt. He had no business being involved in it. If he was getting paid as a PR guy, he should have said so. I doubt it. Okay? That was just Ray being Ray. You know, they backed her. And think of all the A's fans that went, you know, loyally to City Hall. And the Marine layer, another part of the problem. Thank you, Sir Chai. Not giving you credit. Like Giku. Yeah, thank you. They didn't give me credit at all. Nope. They put me down a lot. And hey, I took it like a champ. Fine. You want to make fun of me? Go ahead. But the Lord is watching. The Lord was watching. And there's an old saying that God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. All right? God don't like ugly. Okay? That's just a straight up fact. Straight up fact. Remember how Sheng tried to bamboozle the baseball commissioner of baseball? Remember that? Or, for example, how about when Sheng asked for a secret meeting? She wanted to be a secret meeting with me to learn about enhanced infrastructure financing district legislation and tax increment financing on February 2nd, 2022 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 to 2:30, because I still have the text message from her. All right. So I'm talking to her about how they work and the math, because she wanted to establish what's called a citywide project area, an ambitious plan. But she wanted some numbers, you know, done to estimate what that would look like in terms of a fiscal throw-off. Hey, I get paid for that sort of thing. So when I told her that, she says, well, I have a consultant. Well, why is she, and this is like Cosma, who ostensibly is a consultant in enhanced infrastructure financing district legislation, right? And tax increment financing. Okay? And so, if you have Larry, why are you talking to me? And then asking me to do work for free. Yet they were paying Century Urban and Larry. I don't know how much they're paying Larry, but I know they're paying Century Urban almost $1 million for Howard Terminal. Century Urban was also responsible for the tax increment financing estimates. Okay? And this is why I got left to Lauren about this, because I was explaining to Lauren way back in 2021. I said, Lauren, these calculations are wrong. No, they're right. We were having an argument on the phone in the middle of the hearing about the term sheet. Remember that? Okay? I said, Lauren, they're not. I said, because they used a 20-year revenue estimate, and then the law calls for 45. So they literally took money out of our pockets for no good reason. They were supposed to use the entire 45 years. They don't, and then they didn't use the actual years, like, oh, we expect the ballpark will be built here, in accordance with the plan, the phasing plan, and then use the phasing plan. They came up with a year bracket that had nothing to do with reality. And these people bought it. And so, do you know what Lauren said to me when I was talking about it? He goes, well, I said, why are you bullying them? He says, because they're the consultant. I said, Lauren, you've got to be out of your mind. All right? Because they're the consultant? Shh. See, that's what's, it's that and his laughing about me being caregiver to my mom, although he apologized, that made me stop from getting full force behind him as mayor. Okay? I mean, you can't get full force behind anybody who treats you like that. You just can't. The problem with Oakland overall, and this proves it with Sheng, is this cult of personality. Where you have a publication like the Oakland side paid to watch your back. Hey, no problem, but they're nonprofit. You want to pay an organization to put out information you want out? You hire Zenny 62 Media and do it the legal way, because we're for profit, and we'll tell people, hey, we're hired because the media didn't want to tell our client's story. Tell the truth. Just because the client wants, or maybe telling a story you don't want out there, it doesn't mean they don't have the right to say it. But oh, no. This is what the sneaky, hidey people do. The sneaky, hidey people, they want to fake like they're journalists. Oh, we're journalists, we're objective, when they're not. They want to fake that they have no political ties, when in point of fact they do. And they get their money from politicians. It's BS. It's B-freaking-S. You hear me? Stop lying. Stop it. So all this has been about lies. Lie. If you think about it, people who have no integrity. And I experienced it with Sheng. In Oakland, feeling it. Thinking she deserves a $77,000 raise. A $77,000 raise, okay? So Try says, Howard Turner would have been a great ballpark. Yep, baseball ballpark or NBA arena. Yep. That's right. Okay? So, like I said, this is all kinds of wrong. You know what I mean? Just all kinds of wrong. All kinds of wrong. $77,000 raise. She's trying to get a $77,000 raise. At the same time, she's taking in $95,000 Andre is, or both of them, and they want an additional $3 million from that housing scheme. Duh. Oh, and then the mailer that the media says the Duongs paid for, the quote racist one. Hey, you know what? Samari Johnson didn't get paid from that. He was the man who made them. He got stiffed $53,000 by Mario Juarez. Are they going to make Mario pay Samari? Samari needs his money. That's some terrible stuff. Hey, not only that, do you know who else they made a racist mailer about? Me. Yeah, put me out there. I'm not kidding you. Okay? They enlarged my nose. Why? I don't know. Said that I was the coal blogger. Hey, you know what? There are worse things to be. Okay? I have no problem blogging for traditional energy organizations. I have no problem blogging for clean energy organizations. Shochai says, unfortunately, a lot of female mayors from Tiffany, Haynard, and Dalton, Illinois, London Breed mayor, and Karen Bass, do you think women ruin their chance at leadership? No, I don't think it's a woman issue. I think it's because look, you know, Kwame Jackson in Detroit, mayor, let's say Kwame Brown, I'm sorry, was corrupt. Does that mean that all black mayors are corrupt? No. there are a number of great examples of mayor. Dianne Feinstein was mayor of San Francisco. Dianne Feinstein was fantastic and presided over a great era of growth in San Francisco. No, she was not corrupt, okay? And you mentioned London Breed, Kwame Kirkpatrick, yeah. And she wasn't corrupt. And London Breed wasn't corrupt. London Breed just listened to the wrong people and didn't understand how to use tax increment financing to revive San Francisco, among other things. I like London. But the man who's mayor now is better. Daniel Lurie was great. A great selection by the electorate. I met Daniel when he was pitching to bring the Super Bowl to San Francisco. I met him when he won. I was there, the NFL owners meeting. And I got to interview him when Super Bowl 50 was in Santa Clara. And the festivities are going on. And you're going to watch all of that. Zenny62 YouTube, right here at this channel. Okay? But no, I don't attach what you're saying in that way. I think there are certain people who exhibit behavior that is unfortunate. And if you take a deep look around the country at who's doing what in terms of bribes or scandals, generally it's really hard to, if you really want to be honest about it, you can't say, well, okay, I mean, I can make an argument that it's mostly white and male by number. Then someone else might use percentages. I haven't done that. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. So Chai says, San Jose, Santa Clara is going to make so much money next year for the Super Bowl. Shame on Oakland. You were the closest thing to... Yep, they were close, thanks to me. And Jerry Brown did everything he could to pull the rug out from under me during my time trying to bring the Super Bowl to Oakland. Walked into our meeting with the Commissioner Tagliabue. This is May 10th of 2000. First thing out of his mouth, hey, Paul, talking to Paul Tagliabue, NFL Commissioner at the time, what do you think of Zinni's cockamamie idea? I froze. I didn't say anything. Paul, the Commissioner of the NFL at the time, Roger Goodell was there. He was Executive Vice President of Football Operations. Stuck up for me. Okay? All right? So, I don't make fun of Jerry. Just I wrote something that was making fun of Jerry. I don't make fun of Jerry. Jerry Brown's a very serious elected official. For all of the bad that he did to me when I became a member of City Brights, a blogger for the SF Gate, and I could have blurted out anything I wanted to about Jerry, said, you know what I did? I had his back. I said that he deserved his rightful place as governor for a second time. I believe that then, and I believe that now. Okay? But do I like the way Jerry Brown treated me? No. Did he apologize for it? Yeah. But what does that mean? It really means he owes me money, like $80,000 he took out of my pocket, or my sports commission's pocket, because he didn't like that I accused him of not being comfortable with black folks who speak the Queen's English and are intellectually aggressive. In other words, racist. But that's how he treated me. Okay? All right? Okay? That's how he treated me at the time. Okay? thanks. So Chai says, I understand. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it hurts. You know, it hurts to have such a history when all you're trying to do is make a better Oakland. That's it. Having the Super Bowl in Oakland will raise $60 million from Oakland nonprofits. It would have raised an additional amount for hotels. It would have put Oakland on the map. And just the publicity we got. I remember Ignacio de la Fuente told me that year, 2000, that was the only positive news about the Coliseum was the one I was producing. Has the city ever thanked me? No. Has the city ever given me a key to the city? No. Has the city ever given me a letter of thanks? No. All the city has ever given me is grief. So I started my own media company because I wanted the power, and which the internet provides, of telling my own story. That's one major reason I did it. Horrible. All right, folks. More on this. As a friend of mine said, I have to close with this. A friend of mine said, when I called him, I said, what do you think? He goes, he said, you mean you're surprised? I said, no, I'm not surprised. I said, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed. And my friend was saying, we've had 20 years of corruption. You went all the way back to some matters I don't even want to mention here. That involve people that we know. And he said, it's been a cesspool of corruption for 20 years. I said, I understand that, but it doesn't mean I want it to keep being that way. You know, all I want is for the city to get better. We have had so many great times in Oakland. So many. Festival at the Lake, the NBA Finals. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but what, 5 times in Oakland? Wow. Okay. We had it so many times that the Warriors will always have a party at Lake Chalet. It became a standard. I have the videos to prove it. It was great to see Oakland represented, Lake Merritt represented on First Take, ESPN. Nationwide, arguably worldwide. It was great for Oakland to be the place that people wanted to be, rather than Oaklanders always wanting to be someplace else. You know? We don't have to go through this. We can demand better, but we have to demand better. We have to, as you've seen, we have to demand it. And we have to go back to a council manager form of government, because I'm sorry, folks. This cult of personality stuff is killing us. Do I think Barbara Lee will be a great mayor? That's not my concern. My concern is, do we have the proper structure to help her be a great mayor? And I argue, no, we don't. Because if you take a look at the behavior of all of the mayors of Oakland since the strong mayor was Jerry's version was implemented, it's been all about them giving them power, too much power, and subordinating professionals, people who went to school, who got their masters of city planning, or the master of public policy, or engineering, or civil engineering, being subordinated for the layperson who has no idea how any of this works and yet is in charge, okay? All right? Wow. We've got to do better. We just do. All right. I'll see you all later, folks. Happy Saturday.